Hello, St. Tim's. So if you were at Mass, daily Mass this last Tuesday, or if you read through the daily readings every day, we read from the book of Romans for our first reading in chapter 5. And there's a line that I'd like to read to you. It's from verse 19. It says, "For just as through the disobedience of one person, the many were made sinners, so through the obedience of one, the many will be made righteous." I think it's a kind of an interesting statement and a scripture verse because many people ask, like, Father, why is there evil in the world or why is there sin? And, you know, it all started with Adam and Eve and that decision not to follow the will of God. And if we look at their lives, God created us in his image and likeness, and we were created to live forever. Death was not part of the original plan. God gave Adam and Eve free will. He gives us free will. And the reason why we have free will is because of love. I guess God could have said, or made us love him, but would that be true and authentic love? True and authentic love always must be free. We must be free to choose to love, because if we're forced, then it's not authentic, it's not real. But the danger or the other side of giving us free will is that we also have the opportunity to not choose love, to choose to sin, which is what happened to Adam and Eve. So in our lives, each one of us has that opportunity to choose good or to choose bad, because God has given us free will. And the sad part about it is that there are people in this world who are not going to choose to love. And they're going to choose the evil. They're going to choose the bad, and they're going to choose not to follow the will of God, which does actually happen to many of us throughout our day. There are many parts of my day that I do choose the will of God, and there are times where I struggle and I stumble and I fall and I do not choose the right or the good, and I choose not to love God by sinning. But here's the beautiful thing: is that all, as though we were called to follow the will of God, we're called to choose love. If we fall and stumble, God calls us to stand right back up. One of my favorite saints, Saint Teresa of Avila, said, the saint is not the person who's never sinned, but the person who falls 1,000 times and gets up 1,000 times and keeps walking. So throughout our days and throughout our lives, there are many times we probably have chosen to sin. We have chosen not to follow the will of God. We have chosen not to love. But today is a day that we can stand back up and choose to love and choose to follow the will of God. Also this week, if you are around this weekend and you see Deacon Ken on October 28th, it's his ordination of his diaconate. It'll be 6 years on October 28th. So if you see him, wish him a very happy anniversary and thank him for all of his service and work to our parish community. God bless you all. Love you and have a great week.